I grew up where the dirt road meets the cotton fields, where every broken heart learns something time can heal. And Mama told me, son, don't let the world define the kind of man you'll be. Just let your heart decide. I carried dreams like heavy boots across the ground. Wind broke 1,000 times before I turned it around. But every sunrise taught me lessons I still keep, like how the Lord puts strength in every wound that's deep. Then you walked in like summer rain after a drought, and washed away the fears I never talked about. You held my hand and said, just let the hard days go. And somehow life made sense in ways I didn't know. Now here we are beneath the stars of brighter days, a little older but with hearts that learn to stay. And when I look at you, I see the best of me, a story built on hope, not on what used to be. This is my victory song, a melody where we belong. Through every storm we made it through, and I thank God I walk to you now. Every night feels heaven made, with love that never fades. If the world should ever try to pull us down, we'll stand our ground. 'Cause love like this was built on solid grace, and we'll keep rising, rising in its place. Heaven made, with love that never fades. There's a small town diner with a neon sign that glows, and everybody there remembers how our story goes. We met by chance a rainy night near Highway 4. You held the door for me, and I felt something more. You said your heart was tired, but your hope was strong. Said love had left you stranded, but you kept moving on. We shared a coffee, talked until the sky turned blue, and in that moment I swear heaven introduced us to. Years rolled by like taillights fading down the road, but every mile with you has felt like coming home. We built a love that even heartbreak couldn't bend, two souls that learned to turn their wounds to light again. Now we dance inside the kitchen every night, bare feet on tile, a gentle sway beneath the light. Till it ends. here with you, my love, the melody begins. Darling, you're my long-lost prayer, my answered hope, my breath of air through every season, every fall. You're still my favorite miracle, and I'll keep loving you for life, my sweet forever wife. If the good Lord calls me home before the dawn, just know our love will keep on living on. Daddy taught me how to work and keep my word. Mama taught me how to pray when life felt blurred. But no one told me love could hit me like a flame, until I saw you standing there and felt my life change. You laughed and said you weren't the settling down kind, but somehow God had different plans for both our lives. We rode through storms, we crossed some bridges made of rust, but love gets stronger when the world demands we trust. I remember nights when we had nothing but the moon, eating canned soup, playing records in the living room. We swore that someday we would rise above the doubt, and now we're living everything we dreamed about. Our house ain't fancy, but it's filled with warmth and grace, and every day I fall in love with your sweet face. We've come so far from where we started long ago, and baby, that's the part of life I cherish most. We made it real, we made it strong, turned every right out of each wrong. We climbed the hills they swore we'd miss, but here we are in perfect bliss. Darling, this love is built to last, a future brighter than our past. If tomorrow brings a challenge we can't see, we'll rise again, just you and me. Just you and me. I used to think that fortune lived in mountain towns, with suits in cities, money stacked for miles around. But then I learned that riches shine in simple things, like waking up beside the woman of my dreams. We plant tomatoes in the yard each early spring, laugh about the mess our muddy boots can bring. built a garden full of memories and grace, the kind of love no storm or hardship could erase. Sometimes at night we'd grab a blanket and a chair and watch the fireflies dancing softly through the air. We talk about the kids we hope to raise someday, with hearts of kindness and a world of light their way. And every time you lean your head against my chest, I thank the Lord for blessing me with all the best. From where I stand, I see a life that's truly gold, a love that never dims, no matter we're old. We're wealthy in a different way, in a love that grows a little more each day. No diamond shines the way you do, no mansion feels like home like you. Baby, we've got all we need, living rich on love indeed. And if the world forgets our name someday, our love will still remain stronger than clay. There's a river where I used to skip stones as a kid, a place where everything felt brighter than it did. And now I take you there on quiet afternoons, where memories drift like clouds beneath the moon. We sit together on the dock with boots undone. You lean on me and suddenly the world is one. I tell you stories of the life I lived before. You say it's crazy how I ever live with less, not more. You brought a peace that feels like water in July, cool, refreshing, like a blessing from on high. You turn my restless heart into a steady flame, and now I whisper thanks each time I hear your name. Life ain't perfect, but it's beautiful with you. You teach me daily what real happiness can do. So when the river speaks and ripples on the shore, I hear our future calling out for us once more. You're my river of peace, my calm, my sweet release. You wash the worry from my bones. You turn this house into a home. Darling, you're my softest light, my quiet place at night. If tomorrow tomorrow brings a stormy sky of gray, we'll weather it together, come what may. I remember nights when money felt too tight to breathe, working double shifts just trying to make ends meet. But you were there reminding me the storm would pass. You held my worries like a diamond in the grass. We prayed together on the porch when times were tough, believing somehow love would always be enough. And now the blessings pour like sunlight through the blinds, proof that the hottest seasons bloom the strongest minds. We fixed the roof, rebuilt the car, repainted walls, turned every broken piece into a miracle. And when I think about the life we built with grace, I feel the tears of joy come rolling down my face. We made it, baby, from the dust to better days. We held on tight and found a brighter place. Now every wind feels heaven sent, and every dollar's well spent. We made it, baby, with heart, love and faith. Nothing can shake the home we built as two. I'd walk those hard roads again if it led back to you. There's a little church down by the quiet riverside, where folks still gather singing hymns at eventide. We stood there once with trembling hands and nervous hearts, and vowed that love would hold us close in every part.
I didn't know how deeply joy could really feel until I saw you smiling beneath that stained glass teal. And since that day we've walked through blessings big and small. Our love grew stronger every time we faced a fall.
You are the reason all my fears began to fade.
You taught me how to love with courage every day.
Now when the choir sings those songs from long ago, I feel our story in every soft and steady note. Take me back to that chapel light, where your eyes shone warm and bright, where forever first began, with your fingers in my hand. Darling, love just feels so right in that chapel light. And when the world seems heavy, I look at you and find my peace brand new. Take me back to that chapel light, where your eyes shone warm and bright, where forever first began, with your fingers in my hand. Darling, love just feels so right in that chapel light. Back in the day, I never thought I'd settle down. I lived for highways stretching wide from town to town. But then you smiled and suddenly my restless feet found home in places where your heart and mind could meet. Now every morning feels like something new and bright. Your laughter turns the kitchen into pure sunlight. You teach me how to slow the world and breathe it in, and not to fear the tender places deep within. We built a fire, kept it burning through the nights. We faced our troubles with the courage shining bright. And now the dreams I used to chase out on the road live right here with us, and every moment's glow. I found my forever stay in your gentle loving way. I don't need the open skies when I've got your steady eyes. Baby, home is anywhere you're standing there. Let the world pull me anywhere it tries. I'll always run back to your warm sunrise. There's a photo on the wall of us in '99. Two kids in boots pretending everything was fine. We didn't know how far the journey soon would go, or how the hardest years would teach our hearts to grow. We held each other when the bills piled up too high, cried together when the good days passed us by. But every moment, even when it brought us pain, became the stepping stone that led us here again. Now look at us, a love that stood the test of time. A little older but with heart hearts forever intertwined. And when I hold you in the quiet evening glow, I thank the Lord for choosing us to share this road. Baby, we've come a long, long way, and I choose you again today. Through every mountain, every mile, you've been my reason to smile. Darling, we made it after all, stronger from every fall. Time can try to break what's true, but it couldn't touch me and you.
Porch light flickers on at dusk across the field, a simple glow that says our home is warm and real. We sit together watching fireflies drifting near, and talk about the victories of our winding years. You tell me stories of the dreams you used to hide, of wanting someone who would stay right by your side. And here we are with something stronger than a vow, a love that's standing tall and shining brighter now. We've seen the storms, we've seen the sun, we've seen it all. We've stood together when the nights grew cold and long, and every triumph hits a little deeper still, because it grew from all the times we climbed uphill. This love is country made, simple, strong, and never fades, like summer nights and fields of green, like every quiet in between. Home is where our hearts are laid. This love is country made. If tomorrow brings new trials our way, we'll meet them hand in hand, and stronger every day. I was just a small town boy with secondhand dreams, a rusty old Chevy and a head full of schemes. They said, kid, the world don't bend for folks like you. But I had fire in my chest and faith enough for two. Then you showed up with your suitcase and a smile, said, if you're going nowhere, let me ride a while. We hit the highway like a promise on the run, two beating hearts chasing the same rising sun. We played cheap bars, singing our story under Friday lights, turning all those wrong turns into something right. From the back road dust to the radio waves, we're the proof that faith still saves. Baby, we were never just a phase, we were born for better days. Crowds all disappear, I'll still be rich as long as you are here. Now we're singing our story. There's a mailbox leaning by the gravel lane, and paint is chipped, but it still spells out our name. You said we didn't need a mansion on a hill, just a little house where time stands still. We got a swing on the porch and a dog out back, old flannel shirts on the same coat of rat. There's a dent in the wall from our first big fight, and the peace that came when we made it right. Every scar on this place tells a story of us, of learning to forgive and learning how to trust. From the creak in the floor to the squeak in the door, this house is worth more than gold and more. These four walls have seen it all, every tear and every fall, every laugh that shook the roof, every whispered I need proof. But through it all, our love stayed true. Yeah, this old house believes in me and you. Someday, when our hair turns gray and we slow down, we'll still be dancing through this same old sacred house. They said I'd never leave this town or change my fate. They said I'd always be that boy who ran too late. But you looked at me like I was more than all my scars. You saw a warrior staring back behind the bars. You pushed the keys into my shaking, clumsy hands. You said drive your life like you were always meant to, man. So I turned the ignition on a brand new start and left the old road with a brand new beating heart. Now I've got a job that makes me proud.
Tell them love can still rewrite a life. Look at me now, I'm standing tall. I broke the chains, I broke the wall. From never will to yes I can. I went from lost boy to a better man. We used to count our pennies at the grocery store, putting things back we couldn't pay for anymore. But you would squeeze my hand and laugh it off as fate. Said someday, honey, we'll look back and celebrate. We shared one coat that winter when the snow came down. Passed it between us, walking all over town. But even shivering, I was never truly cold. You were the blanket that could warm my soul. Now we fill 2 carts and don't check every price, and still you smile at me the same, and that's the price. We've got a little more than what we had back then, but what I treasure most is that you still call me your man. We went from counting change to counting blessings by the day, from barely getting by to being more than okay. But all the riches in this world can't beat your love, my girl. And if we lost it all tomorrow, here's the truth: I'd still feel rich as long as I had you. I saw you dancing in your bare feet in the rain, spinning on the sidewalk like you'd never felt a pain. Lightning in the distance, thunder rolling low, but you just laughed and said, let's give 'em all a show. You pulled me out beneath the stormy silver sky, taught my worried heart how not to run and hide. We soaked our clothes but somehow washed away our fears, and I have loved you deeper every single year. Now when the clouds roll in and people run inside, we grab a coat, but we still step into the tide. You take my hand and say we've made it through before, And somehow I'm not scared of any storm no more. You're the girl who dances in the rain, turns every dark sky into something I can't explain. You make the thunder sound like a song, you make the hard days feel less long. Darling, every time life feels insane, you dance in the rain. Someday, when the storm winds finally cease, we'll still be out there dancing under peace. There's a steel guitar crying through the radio while I'm driving down the road where all my roots still grow. And with your hand resting gentle on my knee, I feel like everything I need is here with me. We passed the fields where I first learned to throw a ball, the school where every chalkboard dream felt way too small. But I broke out and built a life with you instead, a bigger story than the one inside my head. Now the same folks who once said I wouldn't go far stop and say we knew he'd shine just like a star. But I just smile 'cause only you and I both know you're the reason that my heart could ever glow. You're the song behind the steel guitar, the quiet reason that I've come this far. From back road boy to better man, you're the rhythm in my plan. Darling, if they ask me who I am, I'll say I'm yours, and that's enough by far. Take the rose, the praise, the fame away. Just leave your love, and I'll be okay. You're the song behind the steel guitar, the quiet reason that I've come this far. From back road boy to better man, you're the rhythm in my plan. Darling, if they ask me who I am, I'll say I'm yours, and that's enough by far.
Said I do with muddy boots and shaky hands. Now we've got rings with stories only we understand. We didn't start with much besides a borrowed dress, But what we lacked in cash, we made up in the rest. You worked late nights while I took every shift I could. We did our best and somehow turned it into good. Now weekends mean slow coffee and a country song, and kids' shoes scattered in the hall all day long. Sometimes we look around and laugh at what we made. A family built on love, not on a big upgrade. It's in the way our little girl runs to your arms. In every scraped knee, you can somehow always calm. This is the good life, simple and true, messy and loud, but perfect with you. We may not own the nicest car, but love like this outshines the stars. If I could live this life twice through, I'd still choose you. When we're old and sitting on that front porch swing, we'll still be smiling at the chaos love can bring.
I used to chase the bottle when the nights got rough. Thought drowning out the noise would somehow be enough. But every morning came with more I couldn't bear, until I found you standing there with quiet care. You didn't judge me, you just held out both your hands. Said, baby, life is hard, but love still understands. We poured the whiskey down the sink that very day, and watched my demons slowly start to slip away. Now every night I trade those shadows for your smile. We talk till 2 a.m. and laugh like carefree children for a while. The man I see now staring back at me is new. He's not perfect, but he's learning what love can do. You saved me without saying the word. Save, just love me through every wave. When I was broken, you were strong. Held on tight and pulled me along. Darling, if they ask how I survived, I'll say your love brought me back to life. And if one day those old ghosts try to return, I'll hold your hand and let them burn. You saved me without I don't need a number on some chart to call it big. I don't need a spotlight just to feel like I'm legit. My greatest honor is the way you say my name. when life gets heavy and you need someone to blame. You call me baby like it's more than just a word, like I'm the safest place in this confusing world. And in your eyes I see a purpose shining bright, to be the man who holds you steady through the night. We've had our share of slammed doors and angry tears, but every fight just proved our love can beat the fears. We always choose to circle back and make it right, 'cause no argument is worth a lonely night. I'm proud to be your everyday man, the one who holds you shaking hands, not a hero in a magazine, but the one behind the scenes. Yeah, I'm alright with who I am, your everyday man. And if I leave no mark upon this land, it's enough to be the one who holds your hand. Every Friday I pull into that same driveway, kids on the porch yelling daddy's home my way. You meet me halfway with a smile that kills the stress, and one soft kiss you turn my whole week into blessed. We grill some burgers in the fading evening light, the dog runs crazy while the fireflies ignite. Some folks spend fortunes chasing what we get for free. In simple moments under this old maple tree, the world can scream about success and fancy things, but it can't buy the kind of joy that family brings. I used to think that glory meant a different road. Now I know it's right here in this humble home. This is my Friday night glory, where love writes the winning story. Barefoot kids and backyard flames, grateful hearts and simple games. Yeah, this is my victory right here in our little family. And when my days are done and I'm called home, I'll thank God for every Friday I wasn't alone. I wasn't alone. This is my Friday night glory, where love writes the winning story. Barefoot kids and backyard flames, grateful hearts and simple games. Yeah, this is my victory right here in our little family. All my life I wonder what my legacy would be. Some big old statue or my name on some marquee. But then I saw you rocking babies late at night, humming soft hymns by a little bedside light. I watched our boy take his first shaky steps to me. Our girls sing loud and proud in front of family, and in their eyes I saw reflections of our love. Little pieces of the grace we got from up above. When my song is over and the crowd is gone, love will be the only thing still singing on. Let my legacy be love, something passed from us above, not a trophy on a shelf, but how we gave our truest selves. If they remember one thing about me, let my legacy be love. That's all I need.